The first pro regarding the all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5, it's going to encompass multiple attributes regarding the drive. For instance, we have excellent handling characteristics along with very good high-speed stability. You just have a lot of confidence driving this new CX-5. And the engine, it's kind of a pro and a con. It's certainly a pro if you are an enthusiast, but I'll get to that in a moment. But for right now, in 2026, we have just one engine option. That's the 2.5 liter NA 4-cylinder with 187 horsepower and 186 pounds-feet of torque. A hybrid is coming for next year, but if you want a hybrid right now from Mazda, you can just simply pick up the CX-50 hybrid. But anyway, the ride quality, it's decent. It's a bit on the taut side, and that makes sense because Mazda wants this to handle well, so I don't mind the ride quality. It's remarkably refined, not too much wind noise or anything like that. Overall, it just feels like a nice solid automobile to drive. It certainly feels like it has a leg up over the competition when you get behind the wheel. Now let's move on to the engine. I mentioned that it's kind of a pro and a con. Well, if you are an enthusiast, I think this engine can be a pro because to get the most out of it, you really have to wind it out and drive it rather aggressively, which again, the average person doesn't really drive like that. And that's why for most people, I find this to be a con. It's interesting how they went for more of a performance-oriented feeling engine. I feel like if you're coming from like a Mazda Miata or something, this would be a great family vehicle for you to consider because of how good it handles and the way the power builds with this NA 4-cylinder engine. And we still have here the 6-speed automatic transmission. That's certainly a pro. I love the way this transmission feels. With the top of the line Premium Plus, we also have the paddle shifters, and this transmission, it responds remarkably well to the paddles. Again, if you're driving this aggressively, you're actually going to have fun with this. However, for the average family, they're going to notice something like the new Toyota RAV4 offering much quicker acceleration, especially down low, by offering you more of that torque since it's a hybrid. And the same can be said about some other rivals as well. They just do a better job giving you more low-end torque. And another con with the CX-5, not only do you have to wind it out, but also when you do that, it is quite loud. This is the loudest engine I have ever noticed from Mazda, and I saw why. I looked in the owner's manual and noticed that they are using something known as the ADS, or the active driving sound. They are pumping in engine sounds into the speakers. Again, it sounds kind of exciting and aggressive, but for the average family, it's a bit too much. It's too loud. As of right now, there's no way to turn it off, but maybe in the future, they can offer a feature inside of the infotainment to turn off the ADS, because it's all electronic, of course. Now, another con regarding the new CX-5, because they're using the 6-speed automatic transmission, once again, it performs well, but because it's not a CVT or anything, you're not going to be getting amazing real-world fuel economy. This SUV, it's rated to get 24 city, 30 out on the highway. Other vehicles and other rivals who utilize a CVT or hybrid powertrains, they're easily going to be able to beat the numbers from the CX-5. Again, 24 city, 30 highway, it's not bad. I'm just saying there are rivals who can do a lot better. Now let's move on to the interior space. I find the interior to be a huge pro regarding the CX-5. I noticed that we have a good, solid feeling interior space. In fact, I feel like it's even been improved compared to the previous generation CX-5. It feels a bit more robust, and we have a lot more room inside of the CX-5 now. They added 4.5 inches to the wheelbase. Not only is that helping with the stability of this SUV, but it's also contributing to the excellent rear legroom that we have. I'm 5'11", getting in and out of this SUV, not even an issue. In fact, the rear doors now open 90 degrees, so it's going to be easier for you to fit child seats in the back. That's another pro. But not only is the rear legroom excellent, but also the trunk is now larger. It's over 33 cubic feet. In fact, the trunk is now larger than even a Mercedes GLE. So well done there, and we also have a spare tire in the back as well. Now, the big con regarding this all-new CX-5, it's going to be the fact that Mazda has removed the physical controls for your HVAC. The majority of the trim levels now come standard with a 12.9-inch infotainment screen. The model I checked out, it was the top of the line Premium Plus, so it had the larger 15.6-inch infotainment screen. That's larger than a MacBook Air. I'll talk more about the infotainment in a moment, but yeah, the removal of the HVAC controls, that's a con, along with the volume knob. They also got rid of that. Now, I think it was just like an AI bot or something that commented in my review saying that, oh, just use the voice assistants. And it's true, we do have the voice assistants here with the all-new CX-5. However, the actual humans responding to that particular comment all said the exact same thing. Voice control does not come naturally to a human being. We instinctively, myself included, reach out for volume knobs and things of that nature. In fact, I did so multiple times when I was testing the CX-5. Now, thankfully, they did give us some physical controls on the steering wheel, and that saves a lot of this because you can adjust the volume that way through the steering wheel. And also, if it's summer out, it's a very hot day, and you want to crank up the AC quickly, you can't really do that because it takes a moment for this infotainment to boot up, and that's why I label this as a con. However, the infotainment itself, I must say, that's a pro. I really do like the way this infotainment looks, and I like the way it operates as well. It's logically laid out, easy to use. It's got some beautiful graphics, and I really appreciate the 360 camera on the Premium Plus. One of the best, most useful 360 cameras for sure. It's clear, it's crisp, that's well done. We have the wireless Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto. And one of the other pros regarding Mazda, it's the fact that even the lesser trim levels come rather well equipped. You can actually get a majority of the great features that you see with the Premium Plus just by stepping down to the Premium. You'll be missing out on the larger 15.6-inch display along with the 360 camera, but you will still be getting the Bose audio system just by going with the regular Premium. The Bose audio system, huge pro, one of the best sounding audio systems in its class. And another reason why I like the Premium is because it also comes with the excellent leather trim seats. These are the true leather seats, and I find them to be rather comfortable and supportive. Another trim level to consider would be the Preferred. That also comes rather well equipped. And the final pro, it's going to be the fact that these new Mazdas, they are quite safe. In fact, the new CX-5, it has already received the IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus award. And that's great because IIHS, they have really been making their tests much more stringent and strict. Yet the new CX-5, it was able to achieve their top award. And since you made it to the end of this video, I can also share with you how you can save a substantial amount of money off of new Mazda vehicles. You can reach out to AutoCompanion, who is offering between 9 to 11% off the sticker price on the entire Mazda lineup, aside from the MX-5. But on the CX-5 that we're talking about here, he does offer 11% off. So if you are someone who likes to drive and you appreciate the updates that the new CX-5 has, then yeah, 11% off, that's a great discount, and that's before the incentives. So things like military, loyalty, all of these manufacturer incentives, they're gonna stack on top of the excellent discounts that you see. And most Mazdas, they lease out rather well. That's something else that you can look into. And if you like the vehicle at the end, you can just buy out the vehicle at the end of the lease. So you have that additional flexibility there with Mazda, along with some incentivized financing. And if you prefer the physical controls and the more mellow, calm driving nature of the previous generation Mazdas, you can also look into the CX-50 as well, also with deep discounts. It is a bit smaller than the all-new CX-5. However, I think it's still going to work out just fine for most families. And the CX-50, it's also available as a hybrid, which AutoCompanion is offering over 9% off on. And Mazda is not the only manufacturer that AutoCompanion carries. They also have deep discounts on Nissan, Subaru, Honda, Toyota, and much more. I can have all of their information in the description box of this video. They are primarily located in Washington, D.C. and in California. They do offer nationwide shipping. I've had 2 vehicles shipped, never had an issue, but you can just save on that shipping cost by picking up in D.C. or in California. And to access these pre-negotiated deals, AutoCompanion does charge a concierge fee. If you mention my channel, they will take $50 off of their fee, and I will be compensated as well. So I really appreciate AutoCompanion offering that discount to my audience, because these are truly some of the best new car prices in the entire country. Once again, you don't have to haggle or fight for this, and they're naturally just saving us time as well. So all of their information along with their free resources, it's going to be linked in the description box of this video. If you found value with this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you again for watching. Take care and goodbye.